In a distant village nestled amidst rolling hills, there lived an old sage known for his wisdom and serene presence. Villagers sought his counsel whenever life's challenges seemed insurmountable. One day, a young traveler arrived at the village seeking guidance on how to find happiness in the face of difficult situations. The sage welcomed him and invited him to stay a while. As the sun set behind the hills, casting an amber hue over the village, the sage began to share a tale of enlightenment and resilience. Once upon a time, the sage began, there was a skilled archer who journeyed through life with a heart as light as a feather. His exceptional aim and composed demeanor earned him admiration and respect in the kingdom he hailed from. But as fate would have it, war engulfed the land, and the archer found himself on the front lines. The traveler listened intently, eager to uncover the secret of happiness in adversity. In the midst of battle, the sage continued, the archer discovered a revelation that would forever change his perspective. One day, as the clash of swords and the thunder of hooves filled the air, he noticed a tiny blue flower growing amidst the chaos. This delicate bloom stood unwavering, untouched by the turmoil surrounding it. Intrigued, the archer approached the flower and marveled at its resilience. He realized that just like the flower, he could choose to remain unaffected by the external storm. This insight became his guiding principle, allowing him to detach from the turmoil of the battlefield and find solace within himself. The traveler pondered the sage's words. But how can one truly detach from the hardships of life? He asked. The sage smiled and replied, detachment does not mean apathy. It means understanding that your happiness is not dependent on external circumstances. It means realizing that you possess the power to shape your responses to life's challenges. Encouraged by the sage's words, the traveler inquired further, but what about pain and suffering? Are they to be ignored? The sage's gaze grew profound. Pain is inevitable, my friend. Just as storms are a part of nature, so are difficulties a part of life. The archer did not avoid the battlefield. He embraced it with the understanding that every experience, be it joy or sorrow, contributes to his growth. He recognized that pain is a teacher, showing us the depths of our strength and resilience. As days turned into weeks, the sage continued to share stories of people who had found happiness in the most challenging circumstances. He spoke of a fisherman who remained content despite storms capsizing his boat, a farmer who smiled through droughts, and a monk who radiated peace despite solitude. These individuals, the sage explained, did not suppress their emotions. They acknowledged their hardships, but they did not let those hardships define them. They chose to view life's trials as opportunities for inner transformation, and just like the lotus rises from the mud to bloom, they too rose above their challenges to find happiness. The traveler was deeply moved by these stories and felt a sense of clarity he had never experienced before. But how can I apply these lessons to my own life? He asked, eager to implement the sage's teachings. The sage looked at the traveler and said, begin by cultivating gratitude. Embrace the present moment and find beauty even in the midst of difficulty. When life presents you with challenges, pause and reflect on the lessons they bring. Remember that you have the power to choose your perspective. As the days passed, the traveler absorbed the sage's wisdom like a sponge. He practiced gratitude, embraced challenges as opportunities, and gradually learned to detach from the sway of external circumstances. One evening, as the moon cast a gentle glow over the village, the traveler approached the sage with a smile on his face. I have found it, he said, his eyes shining with newfound understanding. I have discovered that happiness is not a destination, but a state of being. It resides within us, waiting to be uncovered. The sage nodded, his eyes twinkling with pride. You have grasped the essence of the teachings, my friend. Remember, happiness is not a constant state. It is a choice we make in every moment. The challenges of life are but stepping stones on the path to our own growth. With a heart full of gratitude, the traveler bid farewell to the sage and the village. He embarked on his journey with renewed vigor, carrying the timeless teachings with him. And so, in the quiet moments of life's storms, when the traveler felt the weight of the world upon his shoulders, he would close his eyes, breathe deeply, and remember the archer, the fisherman, the farmer, and the monk. He would recall the blue flower that thrived amidst chaos and the sage's gentle guidance. And in those moments, he would find the strength to choose happiness, no matter the circumstance. As the years passed, the traveler's story spread far and wide, inspiring countless souls to find solace within themselves and to choose happiness, even in the face of life's most difficult situations. And so, the sage's teachings continued to light the way, reminding all who listen that the true source of happiness lies within the depths of one's own heart.